Angela, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to bake my ultimate favorite blueberry cheesecake cookies. You don't need to be experienced and you don't need fancy equipment, so hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to bake your very own blueberry cheesecake cookies. Now, are we ready? Here we go. Let's step into the kitchen. First, we'll need a half cup of brown sugar, followed by a half stick of butter, sitting at room temperature. We don't want it to be cold because it won't spread evenly. And also 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I'm using a handheld mixer to beat these ingredients together. Now we are going for 1 egg, also which was sitting at room temperature. We're going to mix until we don't see the egg yolk anymore, followed by another egg. And we are scraping down the sides so that we can evenly mix everything together. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now we will get 1 box of Jiffy's blueberry mix, and you can find this at Giant, which is 99 cents, and I would say that's pretty college budget friendly, and the rest of the ingredients are as well. Alrighty, and we're going to mix until we don't see the flour anymore. So as we are mixing, I am going to tell you a fun little fact. So the earliest cookie actually dates back to 7th century AD in Persia, which is present-day Iran. And after, the Crusades and Arabia spreading to Northern Europe, by the end of the 14th century, cookies became normalized in Paris, and also during the Renaissance, cookbooks were gaining popularity. And from then on, cookie recipes were very predominant in cookbooks. Now we are scraping down the sides again, so we don't have any dry ingredients in the side. Alrighty, and now my favorite part, we are going to put in 1.5 cup of white chocolate chips. And we're actually not going to use the electric mixer. We're going to fold it in with a rubber spatula because we want the chocolate chips to be intact and not broken down. And also, if we use the handheld mixer, we would actually be adding more air into the mix. And we don't want that because the cookies will actually come out dense and flat. Ready? And now I am going to put a wrap over the bowl so we can put it in the refrigerator. And by doing this, the cookie dough actually solidifies the butter so that when it melts in the oven, it melts at a slower rate and we get chewier and crispy and sweeter cookies. Now it's out of the fridge after an hour, and we are going to scoop about a tablespoon of dough and place them about 2 inches apart. Alright, and the pan that I'm actually using here is called a quote-unquote baking pan. But people tend to interchange, baking pans and cookie sheets. What's the difference? Tomato, tomato. But actually, cookie sheets don't have raised edges like this one in the video. And cookie sheets can actually hold more content, but it's sort of risky because it can always overbake and spill onto the oven. But the security of a baking pan is that there are raised edges and your cookies will stay in the pan. And a quick tip before purchasing a baking pan, if you do choose so, there are lighter and darker ones, and I actually am using the darker ones, and they tend to bake the cookies or any baked goods at a faster rate, so always be cautious of your oven temperature. Now this is our final product after placing them in the oven for 13 minutes. And thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you guys will make these for your friends and family. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye!